Just because I talk about Griffith more than I talk about Gus doesn't mean I don't like Gus. I like Gus. Who wouldn't like Gus? You know, I feel like the way that Griffith and Gus is written is different. Guts, Guts' character comes from his trials and tribulations, his hard life, the tragic nature of his upbringing, right? And that shapes pretty much who he is. He's a wanderer, he's a struggler, you know what I mean? And I feel like his physical build and his physical sword is a metaphor for how strong he is on the inside. He's a very strong person. He's a person that's been through a lot of turmoil. He has a strong mind and a strong will, but he has no purpose. That's why he wanders around. He helps people and does things like that. Griffith, to me, is a more complex character because his complexity and his character comes from his mind and his goal, his ambition, right? His will. Gus is pretty much cut and dry. You kind of know what he's thinking, you know what he's going to do because he's very actually kind of simple. Griffith is actually complex. You don't know if the nigga like Guts because he gay or he admires Guts for something that he like. You don't know what the fuck he got going on with Guts. The way he talks, the way he reacts to certain things. You might think he gonna do something, but he does a whole nother thing, right? He loves his dream. He feels that people who have no dream is like nothing. They're not even alive, which I could see how people could feel that way. If you don't have no goal in life, what the fuck are you doing? Well, Guts is almost like that, but Guts is still strong. Guts still has an inner light in him. So Griffith might be thinking, wow, this is a person who has no dream, but he's still strong. He's still a very, powerful person. And he admires that about him. But then he has dominion over him. He has dominion over him. He wants to be possessive over Guts, right? And if you look up who does the author like more, Gus or Griffith, it says he didn't choose one. It's not really prevalent if he likes one or the other more. My theory is he likes Griffith more. The reason I feel that way is because Griffith is more detailed. He has more things about him. He's more layered. That's why I say Griffith is a more human, complex character. And everybody who likes Griffith says the same thing. Guts is pretty much a cut and dry protagonist. Now, that doesn't mean we don't like Guts. Who the fuck doesn't like Guts? Gus is a strong beast. He has this long, beautiful, iconic sword that knocks niggas off. He's cool. The way he looks, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, Gus pulls you in by the way he looks. This big dude, one eye missing, got gray little flashes. Like, who don't like Gus? So when I make these videos, don't think I don't like Guts. It's just that Griffith to me is more relatable and he's more human. Like I could understand Griffith. Feel what I'm saying? I love Griffith. So I can relate to Griffith because how he wanted his castle, how he wanted fame. And they say, no, that's a childhood trauma. Your parents didn't give you much attention or something like that. That's false because my want for fame came from my dad taking me to movies. When he used to take me to go see all the Marvel movies, Spider-Man, Hulk, Fantastic Four, I'm talking about when I was a kid, I always looked at them like, wow, I want to be on screen. I want to have somebody come see me like this, right? Ever since I was a little kid, because he took me to see movies since I was 3. So I always could remember trying to want to be famous. So it didn't come from that, right? So my journey began there. And I relate to Griffith. And fun fact, did y'all know that character like Andrew Tate and Red Pill characters, Tom Cruise played that? I know I talked about Vanilla Sky being a Black Pill movie, but it's this movie called Magnolia where Tom Cruise plays like this Red Pill type dude on stage. For real. Dead serious. So yeah, for the new kids, they think this red pill is like this plague that's new and stuff like that. It's this movie called Magnolia where Tom Cruise plays like this dude that says red pill stuff. He on stage. He like a men's motivational speaker. And I think back then it was more niche because you wouldn't discover men like that unless you found a magazine or an advertisement on TV at night. And Magnolia is old. I think it's early 2000s or the 90s. It's real, real old. It's actually a good movie. It's not about Tom Cruise fully, so don't think it's a red pill movie, but it's just to show you that people like Andrew Tate and all of them, they existed always, right? Shout out to that movie, Magnolia. That was a good movie to me.